what, and in terms of commentary for, you know, ever. There's something I need to get off my chest here. It's here to make sure I don't screw up this little recording because I want to do this all. So I want to say this again. My name's Katai. For those of you that don't know me, for those of you that do, hi, welcome back. I'm not dead, but I do want to talk about something, and that's with regards to Call of Duty and their microtrans. Listen, I personally don't have a problem with microtransactions if it's on a free game. A game that you downloaded and you've been able to play for free. A game that you have no obligations whatsoever to pay a penny out of pocket in order to be able to enjoy it. Talking about games like Warframe, and how'd you get a sniper if there's no weapons? Yeah. Oh, so you can. Okay. Sorry, like I said, I'm doing this live. But somebody join my game? No. Okay. But the thing about Call of Duty and their microtransactions is, first and foremost, it's a game that you've paid money out of in order to play it. This isn't a free game. This is as of right now, a $60 plus game that you had to pay out of pocket, whether it's, you or your parent or whoever paid for the game, paid to play this game. And they said, Activision and Treyarch said there would be no microtransactions in this game at all when it first came out. And we bought the game, and we saw that there was no microtransactions. It really wasn't. But then they got a little then they said, you know what? Let's make it so that we have to buy crypto keys if we're impatient with the game, with how the way it's being progressed. So they said, okay, you know what? Let's introduce CoD points. And 200 CoD points for the rare box. And there you go. And a lot of people were like, wait a minute, okay, this is starting. But not many people complained at first. They're just like, oh, it's just CoD points for cosmetics. It's just CoD points, for little things that don't really affect the game. And we said, okay, but then they released the first patch of skins involving a wrench, brass knuckles, and the butterfly knife. And I'm sorry, but people went crazy for these things, to the point where people were dropping hundreds and hundreds of dollars for these things that are supposedly just cosmetics. And it really was. It was just skins for the knife. But what happened? Some dude, some dumbass, dropped $400 for a wrench. And Activision said, oh, excuse me while I wipe the saliva out of my friggin' lips, because we just made bank with this. And they ran with it. So what happens now? People now that they introduced more weapons, the Garand, the MX Garand, the sword, the crossbow, and I know I'm missing something. The sword, the crossbow, and oh yeah, the crowbar. They introduced that. And once again, people went crazy. So much so, and this is the part that annoys me, that people that were once against the system of having to pay to get all these things were now supporting it financially. People like, I don't even care that I'm dropping names. People like Thunder, people like Drifter, people that I used to really respect we're dropping these. And you might say, oh, but well, you know, these people only dropped like, you know, $20 or $200. It's not about the amount. It's the principle that they did it. That they were so against it for the longest time. And suddenly they drop a new weapon and they're like, "Oh, I need this in my life." Like out of nowhere. And it's disappointing when people that are basically the voices for the little people, because that's what they are. They're the voices for us. They're suddenly just flip sides on you. And what's there and I saw this Reddit post today from Drifter, and his excuse for what he did was, "Oh, I need the weapons to do the in-depth, and this is a system that's not going away anytime soon, so why even bother fighting it?" That's not an excuse. Just because something is easy to do and just, you know, like, screw it, I'll just go with the flow, doesn't make it right. Yeah, it's easy to just drop hundreds of dollars to get your, you know, your weapons and say, okay, you know, this is the system now. Screw it, we can't do anything about it. Then to actually say, you know what, this is wrong. This is very wrong, and we need to fight against this. But nobody thinks about that. It's just... I'm sorry, it's just when I see this is such a really frustrating and disappointing thing to see happen to not just YouTube and Call of Duty, but gaming in general. Because what happens now? People are like saying, "Oh, it's their money; they can do whatever they want with it." But yeah, it is their money, and you are right; they can do whatever they want with it. But it affects us, those that don't buy it. And I don't mean the sense of, "Oh, they have something I don't." No. I'm talking about in the sense of being able to speak with our wallets. How am I, just a little drop in this, going to be able to voice my opinion against the use of microtransactions in a AAA title when those that have a bigger voice than me, extraordinarily much so, so much so that they're best friends with the developers, are saying, okay, this is okay to do with their wallets. And you can tell me that, oh, I don't like that it's behind the RNG, I don't like that it's behind in the CoD points in order to get the weapons. It doesn't matter what you like and don't like. Speak with your wallet. That's something you failed at. You understand me? Speak out with your wallets. Tell them, no, we do not want this. Don't buy it. Don't. And before you tell me, oh, I'm just one person compared to all the common people that are, you know, buying it as well. You're right, you are just the one person, but at the same time, you're leading by example. You are buying it. Therefore, they're going to buy it. I'm like, oh man, if this guy thinks it's okay to buy it, I should probably buy it too and get my chances and see if I can get the sword or whatever weapon that I want from the thing. Because what's going to happen? This is the beginning of pretty much the death of Call of Duty, at least when it comes to these kinds of transactions. This is going to be like the death of this kind of game, because what's going to happen? Businessmen are going to ruin the gaming industry. They see money. They're going to milk it as much as they can. They want that cash cow to go moo and drop gallons upon gallons of cash. But are you guys... And they're going to say, you know, if they're going to keep buying it, let's keep doing it. They're going to keep buying it. You know, there are pets. Let's keep milking this cash cow. And it's not just going to stay at Call of Duty for too long. It's going to move on to other AAA titles. It's going to move on to, and I'm sure it already has, to games like Assassin's Creed and Halo. You understand me? It's not about how much that you spend on these things. It's not about your attitude. It's about being able to speak up and lead. So this is a message for all those YouTubers big and small, especially the big ones, and to those that can speak out with their wallets. If you don't support this, don't buy it. Because if it doesn't get the support, it will stop. It will stop. You understand me? But again, it's up to you guys, the consumers, to speak out. So I ask you, spread this message. Let them know, hey, this is wrong. We should not be paying additional money for something that's already being paid for. I paid $60 for this game, plus the season pass, because I'm a huge zombie buff. So naturally, I was gonna buy the season pass. Do the season pass holders get anything in terms of the weapons? Absolutely not. We just get the map packs and the zombies. But isn't that enough in terms of content? Why are we being charged to pay for these new weapons? Why are there some cloak and dagger business going on where, yeah. My apologies. But why is there this secret business where everything is being pushed toward the microtransactions? Because it's money. It's money. Have you not noticed that there's been little subtle changes here and there? That they nerfed the amount of crypto keys that you get. There's an algorithm going on, and where if you use CoD points over just the crypto keys, you're guaranteed to get the weapons, or more likely to get it. There's little things going on behind the scenes that Activision is manipulating, and they are going to destroy this franchise like they destroyed Destiny. Okay? Destiny was a pretty fun game, but Activision destroyed it. Bungie was a respectable company. Activision destroyed their reputation. So I implore you guys for one last time before I end this video. Speak with your wallets. YouTube and Reddit, they can only do so much, you know? You gotta get the message out there that you do not want this. Because a small drop can cause a ripple. And that ripple, but you gotta use what they will listen to, and that's money. Tell them, hey, I do not want this in my games, take it out. Because, I mean, look at the way they did with the Xbox. When the Xbox One was originally announced, what happened? Everybody was in an uproar. Everybody said no. Everybody, or at least most people did anyway. Some people were willing to just bend over and take it. You can't take that stance, guys. You can't take that stance. If it's hurting you financially, don't let them get away with it. Don't say, well, this is the way it is. I can't do anything about it. Yes, you can. Step up. Step up. Alright, that's enough for me. I've gone long enough with this little rant of mine. Thanks for watching. Don't expect a lot of uploads from me in terms of commentary like this. I'm just doing this because I had enough. You understand me? Like I've heard too much bullcrap coming from this, and it needs to get controlled. Otherwise, gaming as an industry will suffer from this. All right, take care of you guys. I'm out.